the chance to vanquish the demons of fear, division, and hate that have consumed us and continue pursuing the unfinished promise of this great nation, the dream that our parents and grandparents fought and died and sacrificed for. America, hope is making a comeback.
Just moments ago, Michelle Obama dropped a major announcement about some big changes in her life and career, along with what's next for the Obama family. Her news has quickly captured the world's attention, proving that her influence is still going strong. At the 2024 Democratic National Convention, Michelle delivered a powerful and unforgettable speech on the second night. Known for her ability to connect with people and her eloquence, she truly shone on stage. Her speech wasn't just a political statement, it was a heartfelt reflection of the values she and former President Barack Obama have always championed. Michelle Obama's beloved persona. When Michelle Obama took the stage, she immediately grabbed everyone's attention with her powerful words and striking presence. Her outfit was both stylish and bold, perfectly reflecting the confidence and grace that have made her a beloved figure in American politics. But it wasn't just her appearance that had people talking. It was her fearless approach to tackling controversial issues, particularly her sharp critique of former President Donald J. Trump, who was then a Republican presidential candidate. Michelle didn't shy away from challenging Trump's narrow worldview, pointing out how out of touch he was with the country's diverse realities. With her trademark humor, she took a jab at Trump's awkward comment about black jobs while discussing unemployment in black communities. She quipped, "Who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?" The crowd erupted in applause and cheers, showing how much her words struck a chord. Her mix of humor and serious critique not only showcased her skill as a speaker, but also underscored the importance of diversity and inclusion in leadership. The plagiarism scandal. After Michelle Obama's recent speech, it wasn't just Trump's name that made headlines. Social media quickly lit up with mentions of Melania Trump, who had previously been accused of plagiarizing parts of Michelle's 2008 Democratic National Convention speech. This old controversy resurfaced with Michelle's 2024 address. Jokes about Melania soon started circulating. One Twitter user quipped, "Michelle is doing all she can to make sure Melania doesn't plagiarize this speech," referencing the 2016 scandal. Another user humorously predicted, "I swear if Melania shows up tomorrow with long knotless braids braided into a larger braid, I'm fighting everyone," playfully hinting at Melania possibly mimicking Michelle's hairstyle. The 2016 scandal erupted when Melania Trump's speech at the Republican National Convention closely mirrored Michelle Obama's 2008 DNC address. The similarities were so striking that it sparked accusations of plagiarism, leading to a media frenzy. The Trump campaign initially downplayed the issue, attributing it to speechwriters' errors. Meredith McIver, a Trump staff writer, later took responsibility, admitting she had inadvertently included Michelle's phrases in Melania's speech. Despite McIver's apology, the scandal had lasting effects on Melania's public image. As the 2024 election approached, Michelle Obama's DNC speech once again resonated with a message of hope, unity, and progress, reaffirming her influence and the enduring relevance of the 2016 controversy. Michelle Obama's style over the years. When Michelle Obama became First Lady in 2009, her style quickly attracted national attention. Known for her chic shoulder-length bob and elegant yet relatable dresses, she balanced sophistication with approachability. In her memoir, Becoming, she reflected on this balance, saying, "When it came to my choices, I tried to be somewhat unpredictable to prevent anyone from ascribing any sort of message to what I wore. It was a fine line to walk. I was supposed to stand out without overshadowing others, to blend in but not fade away." During her White House years, Michelle's fashion became a lesson in diplomatic style. She often wore American designers, subtly promoting national pride and supporting domestic fashion. Her shoulder-length bob was a defining feature, adding polish and complementing her role as a supportive partner to President Obama. After leaving the White House, Michelle's style evolved, reflecting her new role as a private citizen and public figure. Free from her previous constraints, she embraced a more relaxed and playful approach. She experimented with various hairstyles from curly spirals to sleek, straightened hair, and from long micro braids to dramatic waist-length braids. Her hair became a canvas for self-expression. On National Book Lovers Day, Michelle shared a photo on social media showing off a large braid cascading down her back. The response was overwhelmingly positive, with many praising her for embracing her natural beauty. This hairstyle symbolized her entry into what many call her fun hair era, a time for fully expressing her identity. In 2019, Michelle revealed her natural curls on X, formerly Twitter, marking a shift from her previous straightened styles. The public responded positively, seeing it as a statement of authenticity. During her book tour for The Light We Carry, Michelle continued to explore playful hairstyles, including tiny braids paired with colorful clothing. Michelle's stylist, Jerry Radway, shared that Michelle had long been interested in braids, but was unsure which style to choose. Inspired by her daughter Malia, Michelle decided to experiment with braids, with Radway helping her find the best look. As First Lady, Michelle had navigated public expectations by choosing straightened hair, believing the public might not be ready for braids. However, after leaving the White House, she embraced a more diverse style. This was particularly evident in her 2022 White House portrait, where she wore braids honoring both her personal style and cultural heritage. Her struggles as First Lady. Even though Michelle Obama left the White House some time ago, few could have imagined how completely she would step away from the public spotlight. The perks of being the first family, luxurious limousines, private jets, and high-profile events, came with their own set of challenges. During her White House years, Michelle faced significant emotional and psychological strains. The constant exposure to global issues, beyond what the public sees in news reports, was overwhelming. Michelle was deeply aware of the world's suffering, from wars to natural disasters, and the pressure of her husband's role only added to her burden. In a January 2024 interview on the On Purpose podcast, Michelle shared how being so close to global affairs took a toll on her. "There's such a thing as knowing too much," she said, reflecting on the constant stream of alarming information. The secrecy around national security often left her anxious and grappling with details she wasn't fully briefed on. Michelle's time in the White House also influenced her stance on politics. In March 2016, she clearly dismissed the idea of running for office herself. Her primary concern was her daughters, Malia and Sasha, whom she wanted to shield from further public scrutiny. "They handled it with grace, but enough is enough," Michelle said, emphasizing that making an impact doesn't require holding the highest office. In a November 2018 interview with Oprah Winfrey, Michelle compared White House life to living in the fanciest hotel. Despite the luxury, she and Barack worked hard to maintain a sense of normalcy for their daughters. One adjustment they made was replacing the formal tuxedos worn by breakfast staff with more casual attire, aiming to make the White House feel more like home. Though she enjoyed certain perks, Michelle's time in the White House was far from easy, marked by a blend of privilege and intense pressure. The first black family, as in the White House. Michelle Obama opened up about the unique challenges and expectations of being the first black family in the White House during an episode of the Light podcast. She explained that the responsibility they carried went beyond the usual pressures of public life. Maintaining a scandal-free administration wasn't by chance, it was a deliberate effort to uphold a high standard of conduct given their historic role. Michelle noted that their actions, and those of their daughters, Malia and Sasha, were under intense scrutiny. Any minor slip-up was seen not just as a personal issue, but as a reflection on the broader image of black families. She emphasized that their children were acutely aware of the additional pressure to present themselves impeccably. Michelle's parenting approach in the White House was shaped by the need to prepare her daughters for the relentless public gaze. When they moved in January 2009, Sasha was just 7 and Malia was 10. Michelle was determined to raise them as grounded, respectful individuals despite the extraordinary circumstances. On the Moments That Make Us podcast, Michelle discussed the strict rules she enforced. She aimed to instill strong values and self-reliance in her daughters, making chores like making their beds and cleaning their rooms mandatory. Their allowance was tied to completing these tasks, reinforcing the importance of earning and managing their own money. Michelle also limited their technology use, allowing internet access only for school-related activities and only on weekends. She wanted to minimize distractions and keep them focused on their education and personal growth. Additionally, she required them to participate in 2 different sports, believing that this would help them build resilience and perseverance. Through these measures, Michelle aimed to ensure that Sasha and Malia could navigate the pressures of their public roles with grace and integrity while staying true to themselves. Michelle's garden. A few years after leaving the White House, curiosity about Michelle Obama's post-White House work, especially following her separation from her husband, has grown. During her time as First Lady, Michelle made significant contributions that went beyond traditional roles, with one of her most notable initiatives being the White House Kitchen Garden. Launched in March 2009, Michelle Obama's Garden, often called Michelle's Garden, was more than a personal project. It was a commitment to promoting healthy eating and sustainable practices. Designed with a variety of vegetables, fruits, and herbs, the garden aimed to provide fresh produce for the Obama family and their guests, while serving as an educational tool and a symbol of healthy living. The garden quickly became a key part of the White House's culinary operations, supplying around 2,000 pounds of food each year. The produce was used in meals for the first family and their guests, showcasing the benefits of organic, homegrown ingredients. Surplus produce was donated to a local Washington, D.C. charity, emphasizing Michelle's dedication to social responsibility and philanthropy. Even after Michelle left the White House, the garden continued to thrive. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden honored Michelle's legacy by sending her a basket of fresh produce from the garden, celebrating the enduring success of the initiative. Michelle Obama's work with the White House Kitchen Garden was not just about gardening. It reflected her broader mission to encourage healthier lifestyles, environmental stewardship, and community support. The garden remains a lasting symbol of her impact, continuing to inspire and nourish long after her departure from the White House. As Michelle embarked on new ventures, the garden's ongoing success served as a testament to her commitment to sustainable practices and improving lives. Post-White House endeavors. On February 9, 2021, Michelle Obama made an exciting announcement via Twitter, unveiling a new chapter in her post-White House endeavors. She shared that she would be launching a children's show on Netflix called Waffles plus Mochi, set to premiere on March 16, 2021. In her tweet, Michelle expressed her enthusiasm for the project, saying, "I'm beyond thrilled to share that on March 16th I'll be launching a new show on Netflix called Waffles plus Mochi." She was eager for families and children to join her on the show's adventures, exploring and enjoying delicious food from around the world. Waffles plus Mochi is a fresh and engaging series that combines education with entertainment. The show features 2 puppet characters, Waffles and Mochi, who embark on global missions to explore ingredients and culinary traditions from various cultures. They travel to kitchens, restaurants, farms, and homes, cooking with renowned chefs, home cooks, children, and celebrities. The goal is to introduce young viewers to a diverse array of foods and cooking techniques, fostering a love for food and appreciation for different cultures. Michelle Obama plays a significant role as the owner of a supermarket, and her involvement goes beyond acting. She also serves as an executive producer alongside her husband, former President Barack Obama, through their media company, Higher Ground Productions. This show reflects Michelle's continued commitment to promoting healthy eating and encouraging families to cook with fresh ingredients. Partnering with the Partnership for a Healthier America, which focuses on improving child nutrition and health, further emphasizes her dedication to these causes. Waffles plus Mochi aligns with her long-standing advocacy for healthy lifestyles, a key theme from her time as First Lady. Financial journey. Since leaving her role as First Lady, Michelle Obama has stepped into a new financial landscape, a shift that's not surprising given the scope of her post-White House activities. While she didn't receive a salary during her time as First Lady, her post-2017 earnings have been significant. According to Politico, Michelle's financial trajectory is impressive both before and after her time in the White House. In 2006, Michelle's tax returns revealed a substantial income of $316,000 for 2005, highlighting her success in the professional world even before Barack Obama became president. Her earnings prior to 2009 were notably high, surpassing Barack's, excluding his book royalties. Before her role as First Lady, Michelle held several lucrative positions. She worked as a lawyer, served as an associate dean at the University of Chicago, and was the president of Community and External Affairs at the University of Chicago Medical Center. In this role, she managed community outreach and external relations, contributing to her impressive salary. Post-White House, Michelle has leveraged her platform in financially rewarding ways. Her 2018 memoir was a commercial success, selling millions of copies and generating significant revenue. The book tour that followed further boosted her income. Additionally, Michelle commands high fees for speaking engagements at conferences, corporate events, and educational institutions, reflecting her status as a prominent public figure and advocate. Literary accomplishments. Michelle Obama's literary accomplishments are both influential and financially impressive. Her shift from First Lady to celebrated author began with a groundbreaking publishing deal in 2017. Penguin Random House signed a historic $65 million deal with Michelle and Barack Obama, marking one of the largest publishing advances ever. This agreement covered both Michelle and Barack's memoirs, extending the publisher's previous work with the former president. Penguin Random House's chief executive expressed enthusiasm about the partnership, emphasizing the powerful impact of the Obama's storytelling. Michelle's memoir, Becoming, released in November 2018, quickly became a global hit. It explores her life from her Southside Chicago childhood to her years in the White House, providing a deeply personal and reflective narrative. The book's commercial success was extraordinary, selling millions of copies in its first few months and becoming one of the best-selling memoirs of all time. The book's success was further boosted by Michelle's highly publicized book tour, which expanded its reach. By July 2022, Becoming had sold over 17 million copies, underscoring its widespread appeal and Michelle's significant impact on readers. The memoir's success was not only financial but also a major cultural milestone, garnering extensive critical acclaim. Following Becoming, Michelle released her second book, The Light We Carry, which was published outside of the original $65 million deal. This book, focusing on themes of resilience, hope, and personal growth, also became a bestseller, securing places on the New York Times and USA Today bestseller lists. The success of The Light We Carry reflects Michelle's continued relevance and the ongoing value of her literary contributions. Speaking engagements. Since 2017, Michelle Obama's speaking engagements have become highly sought after, reflecting her expertise and the high value placed on her insights. Her post-White House career has cemented her role as a leading voice on education, health, and social justice issues. A standout moment in her speaking career came in September 2023, when Michelle earned nearly $750,000 for a single speech at a tech fair in Germany. This impressive fee highlights the significant demand for her presence and the impact of her messages. The event, attended by 5,000 people, showcased her enduring influence and appeal, demonstrating how highly organizations value her perspectives. Michelle's speeches often align with her advocacy work and personal interests, covering topics like leadership, education, health, and empowerment. Drawing from her experiences as First Lady and her ongoing initiatives, she provides audiences with valuable insights and actionable advice. Beyond her speaking engagements, Michelle and Barack Obama struck a $50 million deal with Netflix in 2018 to support their production company, Higher Ground Productions. This deal reflects Netflix's confidence in their storytelling skills and aligns with their goal of using stories to inspire, provoke thought, and foster empathy. Michelle has emphasized how storytelling can shift perspectives and connect people across different backgrounds. The Netflix deal includes a range of content, from documentaries to scripted series. Through Higher Ground Productions, the Obamas have addressed important social issues and explored diverse viewpoints. A notable project, American Factory, won the 2020 Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature. The film explores the cultural and economic challenges faced by a factory in Dayton, Ohio, after it's taken over by a Chinese billionaire. Their work continues to focus on education, health, and community empowerment, aiming to spark meaningful conversations and drive positive change. The partnership with Netflix helps them reach a global audience and influence public discussions on critical issues. What are your thoughts on the recent changes in Michelle Obama's life? We'd love to hear your comments in the section below. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, and subscribe to our channel for more content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!